right here on the Raw Ring Report. Everything, new results. Your recap of Monday Night Raw. You said what you need to know. Top headlines, key moments of stuff you can miss. One show, one night, all Raw. You know, to kick things up here. On the Raw Ring Report. Sure. Yeah, that last one was kind of like. Tell us, folks. Right here, right now, on Raw Ring Report, we're going to be talking about and Oba Femi stuff on. All right, LA Knight. He's on. Not LA Knight solo. I mean, say LA Knight solo. All right. On the same page. Early picture, and you see they're going to be teaming in the we'll lay on tonight. The Usos against LA Knight and Solo. Won't leave what happened. Well, we get to this right here. Women's action. And Stephanie McCure, the former women's world champion, was in action. Stephanie McCure was in action. She went against Roxanne Perez, the former NXT women's champion, and current member of the Judgment Day. Stephanie McCure coming out with fireworks, pandemonium, as Stephanie McCure can. And then Roxanne Perez comes out the blue with women's world champion Liv Morgan and Intercontinental champion Raquel Rodriguez. Roxanne, the only one without a belt. That's kind of odd because I'm so used to Roxanne being with a belt. She was the youngest NXT Women's Champion, but you know that's normal. Well, throughout the whole entire match, both women were beating each other up until the man Becky Lynch came out there. Becky Lynch came out there to even the odds. Well, she does as she thought. Stephanie McCare got the win and got the victory over Roxanne, and even used the Devil's Kiss, one of my personal favorites and stuff. But there's still some odd tension between Stephanie and Becky. Stephanie and Becky are both at odds linked. We know both women want a shot at the Women's World Championship, but I think Stephanie will get the first shot. It'll be in 2 weeks. So it'll be 2 weeks in Birmingham that Stephanie McCare will challenge Liv Morgan for the WWE Women's World Championship. And I will see him there personally. So I'll see it personally coming up. Another match coming up here is the semifinals of the World Championship match, in the Mexican edition. I'll say that the Hispanic edition, as Ray Phoenix taking on Dragon Lee. Which one of these two men will advance to the finals to meet either Penta or you know who? Ray Phoenix coming down now, along with Dragon Lee. Dragon Lee won the shot, but Ray Phoenix gets the win. Ray Phoenix advances, so Ray Phoenix is the one that will meet the winner between this right here, Brother Penta versus La Paca. And whoever wins that match will meet Ray Phoenix in the finals of the tournament to determine the number one contender to meet Roman Reigns in Mexico City in September. Well, we saw this right here, another confrontation from Rey Mysterio and his son Dominic. More competition going on. We know that they're going to have some little AAA event coming up, so we'll see that coming up as well. But wasn't nothing too serious. This right here was serious. Oba Femi versus Bron Breakker. Who's going to be the signing of the Sunday night's main event contract signing? Oba Femi coming out with his awe-inspiring new entrance that looks like they projected him like he's a monster, like he's the new beast incarnate, being Brock Lesnar. As well as Bron Breakker coming out there, and Bron doing the same thing. Both men were trying to see who was the face of WWE, the future face of WWE, between Oba Femi and Bron. And you can tell Paul Heyman watching from galore. Paul Heyman trying to see who he's going to put his money on. And Paul Heyman just watching and observing, like always. Bron Breakker saying the same thing, that he's going to beat Oba Femi, and he's going to do it. Oba Femi saying the same thing, that he's going to defeat Bron Breakker, and he's going to be the future face of WWE. A lot of stakes going in this match. Bron Breakker might need this win, and like we said, we'll have the Sunday night's main event predicted outcome special for that coming up. So look forward to seeing that between these two. And stuff. We get this right here. You see right here. Bron Breakker had reinforcements and had his one half of his tag team buddies. Austin Theory getting slammed through the table. Theory didn't like that sound. The sound crackle and pop. You see Theory taking a hit and thrown off to the wolves by Bron Breakker, which is sad, but it's true. Well, we go to this right here. Well, we say Bron Breakker right here, sending a message to Oba Femi on what's going on. Bron Breakker looking like he doesn't care, and Bron Breakker better care because it can be ends out for him. Speaking of that, we see Big Cass. He's looking mean mugged. He's looking like he's determined than ever. Big Cass took on Javon Evans, who looked determined, looked more like he's tired of Big Cass and stuff. Javon went against Big Cass, but it wasn't too much. Javon's 6'5", Big Cass is like 7 feet. So that's a 5 feet difference. Big Cass showing his strength and his power, more like a powerhouse. Javon's more like a high flyer and stuff. Javon didn't have no match. Javon tried to do all the best that he could, just wasn't enough. Javon Evans being defeated by Big Cass, this monster among man, this freak of nature. I say that. By Big Cass. Well, we get to this right here. Penta winning against La Parca in the semifinals to determine who's going to the finals. Meet Ray Phoenix for the #1 contendership to meet Roman Reigns for the world title in Mexico. Penta coming out there. Penta looked like he was really about Penta coming out there. La Parca coming out there, his own music. Well, it just wasn't enough, but we see now that it looks like it's going to be brother versus brother. Penta versus Ray Phoenix. Winner will meet Roman Reigns in Mexico City in mid-September for the world title. And we'll see that match coming up on Raw. And what a Raw that's going to be for the world title. We'll see that coming up as well. So looking forward to seeing that as well coming up. Also, too, we told you that Stephanie McCure will get her women's championship match, but it'll be down in Birmingham. She'll go against Liv Morgan for the women's title coming up. Well, we get to this right here, the tag team match right here. The Usos. The Usos were in action. Jimmy and Jay were in action against Solo and LA Knight. This newfound friendship. I'm still thinking Solo's going to turn on LA Knight. We just ain't going to see it coming. When we see it coming, we'll see. We'll let you know. But I'm kind of thinking they're just in the roots of it. Solo trying to build LA Knight's trust. You know it's going to turn out to be. But the match ended in a no contest. And look what happened. These masked men came out of nowhere and attacked both LA Knight and the Usos. And I kind of know who they were and reminisce, but you wouldn't believe it. It was none other than Royce Keys and OTM, Lucian Price, and what's his name? Bronco Namo. They all three attacked both LA Knight, Solo, and the Usos, even to the point right here. They had Jimmy up right here and dropped Jimmy down. These like some street thugs. I don't know, they heel or they face or what? Are they neutral? We don't know, but they made an impact. But see, I think too, they should have showed that on. I mean, no offense to Royce Keys, but that could have been NXT right there. But you know, hey, they want to bring him up so quick. I think too, you bring them up and then I want to hold up but that was a surprise right there. But we'll see what's going on. But I guess the signs were there on NXT. We just didn't see the signs. I saw a little bit of the signs, but hey, the signs were there. So we're gonna keep a close eye on this one to see what's gonna go down. This Raw was so dismissible. It was so, but I mean, nothing really stood out to me. So, like we said, let's go to what we needed to know tonight on Raw. And this is what we need to know. Our new segment. Now we know that Stephanie McCure will get her women's championship match, but she'll go against Liv Morgan for the women's world title in Birmingham in 2 weeks. So looking forward to seeing that in person. We'll see that coming that way. Bron Breakker and Oba Femi continue on. Bron and Oba Femi both signed the contract, and Austin Theory became the victim of Oba's recent attack. We'll see that coming up, as well as this right here. Ray Phoenix will meet his brother Penta for the world title. We'll see that match coming up. Winner will meet Roman Reigns. So looking forward to seeing that as well. And Over the Mill and Royce Keys making a devastating impact tonight here on Raw. And like we said, we're gonna see that match and how that match is gonna play out. How these three teams are gonna be signed with each other. With LA Knight and Royce Keys gonna really need a partner. because I think they was partners together at SummerSlam. Then fast forward, it's a different story. 20 days later, 25 days later, it's a different story. So hey, also too, AJ Styles' son Avery signs with TNA. Avery signed with TNA, so I guess you following your father's footsteps. When he was the face of TNA, now he wants to become the face of TNA. Avery Styles now the new face of TNA. TNA signing the young blue chipper, young rookie. We'll see what Avery Styles is going to do in TNA. But he just started wrestling. That's just too quick. They should have let him became green like his dad. Get a little independent circle stuff going because we was hearing rumors and reports that Avery didn't do the ring ropes and then that caused the problem with everybody. So, like we said, we're gonna see how that's gonna go coming up as well. So, looking forward to seeing how it's gonna be coming forward. So, looking forward to it coming up as well. So, we'll see how that's gonna go coming forward for Avery Styles. All right. I mean, nothing else to talk about here on the Raw Ring Report, but also too, this right here became on here before we go 9/14. So 9/14 means that Lola Vice could be coming to Raw, so she will probably make her debut on that Mexican City debut. So looking forward to seeing Lola Vice making her debut. Lola Vice is gonna be rump shaking. She left NXT. Unsuccessfully couldn't win the women's championship. Now Lola Vice heading to Raw. Does that mean Damian Priest heading to Raw too? We'll see coming up as well. So there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of changes and stuff moving forward and stuff. So looking forward to see how that's going to pan out here on the Raw Ring Report. So we'll keep a close eye on all these matters and these pressing issues. I tell you that right now. How this is going to affect Raw going forward with a lot of stuff going on. All right, that's going to do it for the Raw Ring Report. We're going to leave you with Over the Mill and Royce Keys making some damage. They made some damage, all right, doing what they did. So we'll see how this is going to go. Thank you for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I've been your host, KJ Dixon. So long. We'll see you tomorrow for the NXT report here on the Pro Wrestling Show.